after you get in your first firefight, first off, it's like when you hear your first bullet zip by your head, you're like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, I bet. Shit.
I mean, you're like, what the fuck was that? And it honestly, it took a couple of seconds to register with me, and the moment that I was like, motherfucker, I know what that is, and the thing that triggered the memory was like that triggered the identifying. Oh shit, we're getting shot at, right? Because it's not how you think at first, unless you're just getting gangbusters, assaulted. But so we're hearing little cracks, just basically a bullet breaking the sound barrier, whipping by your head, and it was the experience of being in a Marine Corps rifle range, pulling the targets, where you're down in a dugout pit basically. You run your target up. And, Marines, however many 100 yards away, are shooting, and that's your job. You pull down the target after they're done with their, however many rounds they're shooting, and you mark their rounds. And by nature of that setup, you hear the bullets, crack over your head, at no risk, but they crack it over your head as they pass through the target. And you're like, and it's this interesting sound, right? So that's that when you get shot at your first time and you hear that, man, I was like, holy shit, I know what that is.
Yeah.
Motherfucker. I was like, okay, all right.
It's
and then,
on.
Yeah, and then it's funny because, for at least for us, I mean, we look like the bad news bears, man. You train, you prepare, you do all that stuff, but as soon as that first real moment happens, and you've got drills you run, immediate action, remedial action drills. You've got all, you think you know what to do until it happens. And then you watch, well, at least this is from my experience. Of course, I'm a Lance Corporal sitting in the back of a Humvee. I'm not exactly in charge of anything, right? But, I don't know. I was able to kind of I was able to put it together what was happening pretty quick. And, things were slow enough for me where I quickly noticed that, hey, we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing, guys. Just like literally, unit wide. Everyone's just like, we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing.
Gotcha.
And, it took probably a good couple of minutes. There was guys that got scared, dropped the radio hooks, hide behind a door. You think that the big rough tough sergeant guy, you had respect for him because he was tough in training and all that good stuff, and then you see him shitting his pants in the first. God. It's not like you lose respect, but it's just like, dude, you don't know how you're going to react to the real situation when it first happens that first time, and it's what you do with it after that, that matters. But so it took a little while our first roll to get things back under control, and basically what we did is we got the hell out of the kill zone. We didn't do a whole lot of it wasn't our best showing. Let's just put it to that way. But, I just remember, I remember the feelings afterward where it's like, all right, this is real. You know what I mean? Like it's all fun and games until you're there, and that's the first time I really ever thought about dying. Right? I was like, fuck, this is real. Okay. And then, there was a couple other things that went through my mind while I was there. Quick story on that. It's like, I remember being scared, after that, where I was like, that was pretty frightening, shit. So you're coming to terms with all these things, but then you got training that's like prepared you for the event. And I just remember making a decision, kind of like that night. And it might've been after a little discussion I had with a couple of my closer friends in the unit. And I was just like, you know what? There's a bullet with your name on it. If you've got your name on a bullet and it's going to happen, kind of back to what you were saying about being faith-based, like if there's a plan and your plan doesn't involve you making it out of here alive, I was like, I'll be damned if that's going to happen to me, not staring down the barrel of my weapon system, seeking out, the enemy trying to hurt me or hurt my friends or, even hurt the people that we're trying to protect in a certain area. Like, I'm going to do my job, right? If I'm going to die, I am going to die looking down the barrel. I'm going to see the bullet that hits me. So I remember deciding on that, and it was just a decision. And from that point on, I don't know what else you would call it, except literally I made a decision. It wasn't like some courageous, I just made a decision. I was like, I'm going to stare down the barrel. Whatever's coming at me, I'm going to look at it, right? I'm going to have the guts to look at it
and pretty fucking
react.
Badass, man.
So that was just a decision, for me. And then, of course, I'm sure it's different for everybody, right? So, and then honestly, I didn't really think about it much throughout the rest of our deployments. And hell, I remember times after being in 130 degrees with full kit and long patrols and stuff like that, kind of going crazy enough in my head where you just start screaming at them like, all right, come on, where you at? Come get me. Blow your fucking bomb up, like you start almost asking for it. But I hate to freaking say that because I'm not saying it like jokingly, but I do remember as, being a young kid, after tormented for however long, mostly just freaking hot, where you're just like, you're riled up. You're like, fuck it, bring it on, man.
Yeah.
So
that heat just wears you down. I can only imagine, man.
That was the mindset and the mentality. I don't know how forward thinking we were in that mentality, but I don't think it's your job to be forward thinking as a Marine Corps grunt bullet sponge, a Marine Corps guy. It's not your job to be forward thinking. Your job is the moment, man. Do your job.
That's a good way to live life too, in the moment. Because looking back or looking too far forward and you miss what's right in front of you.
Yeah, true.
And that can be a recipe for disaster. How long did you actively serve?
4 years, yeah. I got the T-shirt, buddy, and moved on.